In today's video, we are talking about how to manifest the one, how to manifest your soulmate, how to manifest your SP, whatever you want to call it. This is about manifesting love. Actually, I'm going to be sharing my story, how I was able to quantum leap, quantum jump, if you will, and manifest my husband. So before I dive deeper, I do want to talk about a little bit about the quantum leap, quantum jump. And I also want to say that recently I made a video on quantum leaping, and this was specifically video made for those who want to maybe multiply your income. And I was talking about quantum jumping and quantum leaping. Now, when I talk about quantum leaping, I do talk about quantum leaping into your preferred reality. In other words, to your preferred timeline. Someone actually made a comment telling me that quantum leaping, quantum jumping, we are constantly quantum jumping. And that is true, we are constantly quantum jumping, but the question is, are we quantum jumping or quantum leaping into the preferred reality? Because not all the time, not everyone is quantum leaping and quantum jumping to preferred reality. And this is actually the point. Like, you don't want to talk about quantum jumping. Yeah, we all know we are constantly switching from one reality to another reality, moment to moment. But that's not the point. We want to manifest the preferred reality, the highest timeline, whatever that is. More money, more luxury, more love, new relationship, your SP, your soulmate, twin flame, whatever that is that you're manifesting. We're talking about that preferred highest timeline that you want to be in, not just a random timeline, right? And so in this video, I want to dive deeper into how actually I was able to literally quantum jump into brand new reality, in reality where I was already married and I was having family with this husband of mine. And how I did it was quite spectacular, because I was actually single for over 8 years. And for 8 years, I was manifesting the one. For 8 years, I was trying to manifest the one. And I live in different places, I moved to different places, and I was doing the work, I was manifesting the one. And instead of that, I was actually manifesting, I call it the stepping stone. But back then it felt like I'm failing, I'm not manifesting, and yet I was constantly manifesting. And the thing is, we are constantly manifesting, it's just maybe not what you want, but maybe you're manifesting what you need, because we are constantly manifesting what we are vibrational matched to. And so if you are manifesting people that are not necessarily what you want, they are definitely showing you lesson. They are definitely showing you what you need to learn. And when I look back, I actually see that. I was manifesting definitely people who were not what I wanted. And I was many times projecting what I wanted to see in them instead of who they were. So I was not being honest and real with me. And yet every single person actually taught me a lesson about me. So they were being my mirror. They showed me what I needed to learn or heal within me. And this happened after actually very painful breakup. And I talk about that breakup in my book, Love is the Law. And that breakup actually started my spiritual journey back in 2013. And so now when I look back, I'm very grateful, because of that breakup, I was able to heal and learn a lot about me, who I am, and what I really want. And that is actually the number one thing and step that you need to take in order for you to attract the one, is to know who you are. Because in my opinion, you cannot manifest that soulmate of yours, that person that you're going to be really happy with, if you don't know who you are. Because when you are manifesting unconsciously, you're going to attract people that are here to teach you lessons. And so what I mean by that, I was manifesting people because I did not know who I was back then. And as I was learning about me, as I was getting to know myself and I was going through this awakening, I was able to understand what do I really need and who do I really want to manifest. And therefore it took me years, and people could not understand, because on the outside I was successful, I had all the ducks in a row, but inside I was not clear, because I was getting to know who I am. And so if you are right now not manifesting him or her understand that there is a reason for it. That's one part. The other side of the coin is that your soulmate is also manifesting his own awakening. And as he or she is ready, he will or she will appear in your life, and there is going to be union. So how it looked like in my case, I came to the point in my life when actually I was finally ready. And I mean, energetically speaking, I mean, I was not putting any conditions anymore. Before, I used to put conditions like I need to be successful, I need to be this and that in order to manifest him. Suddenly I came to the point in my life when I felt like I'm ready. There are no conditions. I'm good the way I am. I fully accepted and fall in love with me the way I am, and I relaxed. And this was actually a funny thing because this was I think at the beginning of pandemic, and I was actually joking that now that we are in lockdown, I cannot manifest him because I'm not even going on dates. And I was 100% committed to my vision because at that point, I knew exactly what I wanted, who I wanted to manifest. So I actually made a list, and the list was very detailed, and this was my ideal partner. And every single item, every single requirement on that list was there for a reason, because it was a reflection of what I experienced in my life and what I wanted to experience now as a result of those negative experiences. And so, for example, I knew I wanted a guy who is global citizen, quote unquote, someone who traveled the world, someone who knows different countries, because I was the one who was traveling the world and I knew different countries, and I was looking for a person with perspective, life perspective, the way I have it. I was also looking for someone who is financially independent, because I did experience relationships when the guy was not financially okay, and it was actually impacting a relationship. And I knew that because I was sort of financially okay, I knew I wanted someone who is on the same page. I did not want to save someone. And it was actually first time in my life when I realized like I'm looking for developed, aware man, conscious man that I don't want to save anymore. And this was actually breakthrough for me, because I was oftentimes attracting people who had these issues, and I was trying to solve these issues and so on. So I was in this saving motherhood energy, which was very bad for me, and it was bad for the relationship. So every single requirement I put on the list was there for a reason. I knew why I'm doing it, and therefore the universe was happy and ready to deliver. Also what I did, I completely surrendered. Like I was no longer searching. Like I knew that if I want to manifest him, I cannot do things the way I used to do. So that being said, no more dates, no more talking to random people who were not even close to what I wanted to manifest. No more wasting of my precious energy. Instead of that, I turned inward and I started to just work on me. I did me. I was working on my business. I was working on my body. I was working on my health, on my mental health, spiritual growth, and so on. And so there was a time in my life that I was not talking to anyone. I was not absolutely going on dates, and I actually was joking, because now that we were in pandemic, I was making jokes with the universe. Okay, let me know how you're going to deliver, because now there's no chance for me to meet anyone. And so it was quite interesting. And I was actually meditating, and every single day I was meditating for at least 1 hour, or actually 2 hours. And in my meditation, I was connecting with my soulmate through the quantum field, meaning I was actually communicating with him, and I knew exactly how I wanted to feel when I meet him, what kind of energy, what kind of feeling I was going to have, because I was tapping into this feeling in my meditation, in my visualization, if you will. As we all know, the law of assumption principle is that you have to assume your wish fulfilled, and the feeling is the secret. That is exactly what I did. I actually felt like I am in this relationship before it happened, and therefore I said no to talking to other people. I was no longer available to just date. I was actually manifesting my husband, and I even said this to my friends, I'm manifesting my husband. And of course they laughed at me like, this is crazy. Now what happened is that suddenly, out of blue, in the middle of pandemic, lockdown, and time that I would never expect this, circumstance that I would never expect. Someone that I know from the past, someone that I knew from like 17 years ago, showed up in my life, and he actually purchased my book that I was out there, the spiritual book, Love is the Law. It was actually translated into different languages in Europe. It was also published in Europe. He purchased the book and messaged me. And as a result of that, we met. And from that day on, we knew we are meant for each other. And it was very quick. So that's why I'm talking about quantum leaping, because from that moment we met, 3 months later, he proposed, so I was engaged. 3 months after that, I was married. And 9 months later, we had our daughter. We welcomed our daughter. So this was literally quantum leap, because what I did within a year, some people they manifest this for I don't know how many years. This was sudden shift of my reality. I completely switched to different timeline with my husband, with my child. Like, it was so quick that I was literally having a hard time to adjust, to be honest. It took me a while to really actually adjust, because when you quickly shift to different timeline, different reality, sometimes it is not as pleasant as you might think in 3D reality, because this requires you to change and adjust. So it was a big adjustment from being single for years, suddenly being in a relationship, suddenly being engaged, and then being married so quickly, and then actually expecting a baby, and then having a baby, being a mom, new mom. Like, it all happened so quickly that I barely had time to adjust to just being engaged and then married and then having a baby. This is a beautiful illustration of quantum leap. Definitely for me, it was quantum leap. Like, and I know, as a matter of fact, that what I did before, searching for him, you know, and feeling this lack, having this experience of meeting the wrong person over and over again, like, at some point it had to stop. And it did, when I decided consciously that enough is enough. Like, what I was doing no longer worked for me, even though I knew there were lessons in the process of searching for the one. And when I completely surrendered to the process, in other words, I surrendered to the universe, and I assumed that feeling that I am already in that relationship, that is when everything shifted for me, because I was no longer going somewhere, doing something, searching for someone. I was just being me in my own vibration. And through the quantum field, through the feeling, as if it's already done, I manifested him. And then things just happen very quickly, because he is the one. Because he is the one. And it's going to be 3 years since we got married. So life is good. So if you are searching for someone and you feel desperate, stop searching. Stop searching. Instead of that, ask yourself, what do I need to learn in order to grow and really become the vibrational match to that person? Because you also need to become that match to him or her, right? You need to be that match. And first things first, you need to feel that you are whole and you don't need that person to fulfill you. So if you are still searching because you are not whole, because you feel there's something missing in your life, you will not attract him or her. Work on your life, work on yourself, and then trust me, he will show up or she will show up, and you're going to be like, oh my God, this is better than I even imagined. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm sending you lots of love, and I'll see you in my next video.